Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a bigoted university lecturer will stay sacked. Yay! First though, Poland's government says the country will continue recognising some foreign same-sex marriages. That's despite the Constitutional Court there just ruling it won't, in defiance of a European Union order. The country doesn't have same-sex marriage, but those performed in other EU states started being formally acknowledged there about 2 months ago. Zachariash tied the knot with Tobiasz in Germany in June.
If one of us were to be hospitalized, for example, the other would not be able to get any information about his condition. Because in the eyes of the Polish state, we are perfect strangers to each other. That's why it's so important.
Thanks to France 24. Prime Minister Donald Tusk believes the Constitutional Court has no legitimacy as it's been packed with right-wing judges, says recognition's a matter of human dignity, the right to happiness and equal treatment.
Pride Daily.
Next, a puberty blockers clinical trial can now go ahead in the UK after the High Court rejected a legal challenge. The gender criticals have been trying to stop it, making emotive statements like vulnerable children should never be used as guinea pigs in medical experimentation. A judge has ruled the challenge had no realistic chance of success and noted specialist doctors, actual experts, believe there's a reasonable prospect of clinical benefits from the treatment.
Pride Daily.
And there's a homophobic slur coming up, just letting you know. So then, a university lecturer who used anti-LGBTQ+ language in class has lost his final appeal after being sacked. Russell Cherrington called a student who was transitioning at the UK's Derby Uni a troublesome trans kid, while another was told if you'd worn that nail polish back in the day, you would have been called a puff. This bigot reckoned his human right to academic freedom of expression had been violated, the poor darling. Wasn't so bothered about those students' rights to be treated with humanity.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a rainbow-coloured table. First though, Amsterdam Pride's canal parade's drawn hundreds of thousands of people to the Dutch capital, including newish gay Prime Minister Rob Jetten. He's the country's first PM to show up to the event and said it's more important than ever after the recent terror attack at Berlin Pride. 80 boats took part, including one featuring giant inflatable versions of the anti-queer presidents of Russia and the US kissing. The Press Association caught up with Arash and Ellen there.
We should be all very grateful that we're able to celebrate like this. I think this is one of the most beautiful days in the Dutch holidays.
Since events in Germany, I hope people see hope in this. Because people see the things happening in Germany as a motivation to stand up for everybody's rights. But I think it's necessary and sometimes people forget.
Amsterdam's hosting this year's World Pride and Euro Pride till Saturday, marking 25 years since the world's first legally recognised same-sex marriage took place there.
Pride Daily.
Next, a pathetic bigot whose harassments turned the life of a drag queen upside down has been told to get lost by the UK's top court. Jolene Bunting's online campaign against Matthew Caven, aka Cherry on Top, after he performed at a drag storytime event in Belfast in 2022, led to threats from self-styled paedophile hunters, lost work, and it badly affected his mental health. The self-righteous zealot since wasted years of her empty life appealing a restraining order off the back of a conviction for harassment. Now the Supreme Court says she's run out of legal road. And a fun fact, 99.8% of paedophile hunters can't spell paedophile.
Pride Daily.
And a rainbow-coloured table's now got its own Facebook page after its mere existence caused a radical right-winger to figuratively void his bowels. Owain Clatworthy from the Culture War Clown Collective Restore Britain posted a photo of this fabulous furniture at a shopping centre with the comment, "You can't even sit down for a coffee without being reminded of the latest mandatory ideology." It's a rainbow table. The 20-year-old's been mocked to within an inch of his life for being such a pathetic, fake outrage snowflake, and the Facebook page now has nearly 4,000 followers.
Queer Family Podcast.
If you've ever felt like your family didn't fit the traditional mold, this show is for you. I'm Jamie, host of the Queer Family Podcast. And every week we highlight LGBTQIA+ families and the beautiful, unique ways we build and show up for our families in a world that wasn't designed for us. We celebrate, highlight, uplift, and normalize queer families because our stories deserve center stage. New episodes every Monday. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, the cost of a rainbow passport. First though, the last bit of discrimination against gay and bisexual men who want to be sperm donors in Canada is going. A complete ban on men who've had sex with other men in the last 3 months was dropped in 2024, but replaced with questions for everyone about their recent anal sex encounters. Things have gotten legal, with accusations an explicit ban had just been substituted for an implicit one. Now, health officials say the intrusive questions will be gone by the autumn, all thanks to a constitutional challenge brought by Aziz.
This disqualification was arbitrary. It felt like it was a group judgment, like anybody from that group is having risky sexual behavior and they're diseased, and that's why, as a group, as a whole, not even as, based on individual behavior or something, they're unable to donate compared to other individuals who might also have risky behaviors.
Thanks to CBC Radio. This, of course, is a lot to do with outdated assumptions about HIV being mainly spread by gay men. Globally, that's just not the case. What's being referred to as advanced test kits are being introduced. They'll detect a range of infectious diseases, including HIV and hepatitis B.
Pride Daily.
Next, new guidance on the use of public single-sex spaces in England, Scotland and Wales, so the likes of bathrooms and changing rooms, comes into force today. It means transgender people should use facilities aligning with their biological sex, which of course is ridiculous. There may be gender-neutral options available, but there may well not be. Tens of millions of pounds will need to be wasted thanks to this win for the cultural clowns, spent on updating these spaces, maintaining them and changing signage. Much of it shelled out by councils, aka taxpayers' money, and that's the cost of bigotry.
Pride Daily.
And a Russian teenager whose passport's got a rainbow cover has been fined 1,000 rubles. The 19-year-old's been convicted of displaying extremist symbols. Anything with even the faintest whiff of queerness is deemed as extremist there. She was collared after posting a picture on a Telegram channel. And here's how utterly pathetic this is. 1,000 rubles is nothing, about £9 in the UK or $12 in America. We'll have a whip round. No time to tell you that. LGBTQ+ health services in Australia getting more than $18 million in government funding. And staying down under, Queensland's got its first out gay governor. Thomas Bradley starts work in November.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a ban on rainbow flags during Pride. First though, a US hair salon that told transgender people they should use a pet groomers instead has been ruled to have broken the local anti-discrimination law. Studio 8 in Michigan posted on its Facebook in 2023 saying anyone who identifies as anything other than a man or woman wasn't welcome. Not only did owner Christine Geiger, who's a Christian, because of course she is, think she could defend this bigotry, she's also tried suing some people who've complained. Johnny Johnson Jr. is the exec director of Michigan's Department of Civil Rights.
Studio 8 violated the law by denying their services to specific individuals based on sex. In this case, the respondent made sure that people in her community and beyond knew her position by publishing comments on social media, spelling out the people she would refuse to serve and why.
Thanks to CBS Detroit, Geiger's been ordered to remove her anti-trans bleatings, which she hasn't yet, pay legal fees and complete civil rights training, which I'm sure will be highly effective. She's also got to drop her retaliation lawsuits.
Pride Daily.
Next, a nice big slap in the face for LGBTQ+ people from the government of Australia's New South Wales. It's ignoring the recommendations of a review it commissioned and not expanding hate speech laws to cover sexual orientation and gender identity. The government's been sitting on the report's findings for 8 months, says its decision takes into account freedom of expression and freedom of religion.
Pride Daily.
And if you want to be taken up the Europa Passage, don't carry a rainbow flag. Claims people have been turned away from the Hamburg shopping centre for doing this at the same time as the city's Pride event was happening nearby. Police were called several times on the anti-rainbow security staff there. The outlet's bosses say it was just a big ol' misunderstanding. No time to tell you that. It's York's Quiet Pride today in Northern England. This is for neurodivergent and disabled queer people who want a calmer, more accessible event.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, why gay Olympians been going down. First though, when bigotry means people go hungry. Meet Pastor Alvin Christian from God's Storehouse Food Bank in West Virginia in America.
I've had a lot of messages and a lot of concerns and wondering why we haven't given out food. As you can see, our cupboards are empty, our freezers are empty. We have nothing in the warehouse far as food-wise at this moment.
Usually, they're able to feed more than 800 families every day. So why have things got this desperate? Well, it's all to do with where the food donations are coming from.
I've done some research and I asked the question, are y'all partners with LGBTQ whatever movement? And they said yes. I've done some more research and found out that they are part of the gay rights movement.
Yes, he reckons it's more important to let people starve than accept food from queer-friendly organisations. Says he would never turn a hungry LGBTQ+ person away, but that's kind of academic now, isn't it?
Pride Daily.
Next, the Berlin Pride terror attack's been described as a sign from heaven by a retired Catholic priest. Winfried Abels made the comment in a letter to a newspaper after one person was killed and 31 others injured at the event. The 87-year-old's called it a parade of shamelessness and a glorification of perversion. His former church says it categorically rejects this interpretation.
Pride Daily.
And an LGBTQ+ safety fund's being set up in the Netherlands. Gay Prime Minister Rob Jetten says there'll be €7.5 million a year for the likes of fighting discrimination and the spread of anti-queer misinformation. Plus, there'll be more support for the country's Purple Friday initiative, encouraging schools to talk about LGBTQ+ inclusion. No time to tell you that. Gay Olympic skier Gus Kenworthy's now engaged. He's gone down on one knee for Andrew Rigby while they were on holiday in Spain. There's more on our socials at Pride Daily Pod, including any breaking news. That's your lot. I'll see you next week.